In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create this really clean neon highlight effect in DaVinci Resolve Studio. I'm going to be breaking down how exactly you go about creating this fantastic effect, covering it off step by step and having a little bit of fun along the way. My name's Dan, you're watching DanVinci, and let's jump into it. Okay, so we're going to start this video in the Edit tab, and I've got a clip here from one of my favourite childhood films, Tron Legacy. This video isn't sponsored by Disney, but I kind of wish it was. So this is our shot here, and what we need to do first is isolate our subject. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our clip, hold Alt, drag up, and just create a copy. Then what we're going to do is jump straight into the colour page on this clip. Then in the node tree area, which is right up here, we're going to Alt S and create a brand new corrector node, or you can do right click and click Add Node Corrector. Either one is fine. Then let's right click in the node tree area, click Add Alpha Output, and then drag this little blue box over to the little blue circle right there. This just adds the alpha channel to your footage. Now what we want to do is select our subject. Now basically at the minute this is just a Magic Mask tutorial, and that's what we're going to be using. Unfortunately, if you have the free version, you won't have access to this, so you'd have to cut out your subject manually using, Fusion and stuff like that. So this saves you a lot of time, and if you want to watch a video for the differences between the free version and the studio version, in the cards there. I'm going to click using the droplet tool, and I'm just going to deselect this little button here just so I can see what I'm doing a bit better, and just select our subject a bit more like so. There we go. And then we're going to click better over here just to enhance the cutout. There we go. Fantastic. Then all we need to do is go down to our AI Magic Mask panel here and click the two arrows like that, and it should track out our subject. Hopefully. We will find out. It is now tracked. As you can see, our line has gone blue and we've got our nice cutout here. This is what we want. Let's go back into the edit page. Then with the clip that we've just been on the color tab with, we're going to right click on it, click render in place, and just make sure you've got the sort of format and codec that you see on screen right now. Click render, and find a relevant place to save your file. Okay, so now we've got that rendered in place. When we click D on the clip below, we should see our floating subject, which is what we wanted. Now, what we're gonna do is highlight these two clips, right click, click New Fusion Clip. This will basically compact it down into one clip, which is exactly what we want. And now we're gonna jump into another tab, the Fusion tab. Okay, so now we're in the Fusion tab. I've basically just made some minor changes to the node tree and created this sort of layout. If you're using the latest version of DaVinci Resolve, it should basically create a tree for you in this sort of format, but you can just move the nodes around as you can see on screen, just to match mine if you want. Now clicking 1 on Media 2, you'll see that this is our cutout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to F2 this, I'm going to call it cutout, just so we don't get too lost later on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a background node. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this cutout, make a copy, so Control C, Control V, and I'm going to F2 this, and I'm going to call it glow cutout, because that's what it's going to be, a cutout that glows. Then we're going to get the output, we're going to drag it onto the background, then we're going to drag the background onto the output of this merge here, so it's in between these two sets here. And at the minute, you'll see we've got a shadowy figure. It's rather terrifying. Now at the minute, there's not a great deal going on because this shadow layer is sandwiched in between our subjects. So if we unplug this, you'll see, like so. I'm going to change this background layer to, I'm going to go with like an orangey red because of the subject. Something like this, yeah, there we go. Then what I'm going to do is add some soft glow, and then I'm also going to add some glow. And by the way, if you don't know how I'm bringing up this select tool, it's just Control Space. That just opens up your select search bar. So I've added glow and soft glow. This makes this look sick. It's kind of like that thing that you see in pretty much every thumbnail, including mine, all over YouTube. And you can leave it like this if you want. If this is what you're after, you're done. But I'm gonna add some more stuff, yes. So now I'm gonna show you how to animate this. And this can be a lengthy process depending on what kind of shot you've chosen to place this effect on. Because my subject isn't moving an awful lot, it doesn't take a great deal of keyframing. But if you have something that's moving, like the shot that you see on screen right now, this might require a little bit more work in terms of keyframing. I wish I knew a method to speed this process up, but I don't think it really exists yet. So what we're gonna do, we're going to grab the polygon tool, which is this one right here, drag it down, and it should create the node. Then I'm just going to click 1 on our glow cutout node, and I'm just going to click on the polygon 1 node that we've created, and I'm just going to draw a line. And this doesn't have to be perfect, basically just around the edges of our subject, like so. Something like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the output polygon 1, drag it down to the glow cutout, and everything should disappear. That's fine. What we want to do is go into the inspector over here and increase the width like that. There we go. So you can probably see where this is going. If we go down here and click this little icon, it changes the edge of our polygon to a flat surface. For some reason in the rounded version, you can't, when you put the length all the way down, get rid of it entirely. So you just got to basically click this one here and that will just get rid of it completely. I understand why it's like that, but come on, Blackmagic. And look at that already. That in just this single keyframe is pretty sick, right? It's almost like this energy is sort of waving towards the disk. I think that's kind of cool. So on polygon 1 in the inspector, you'll notice right here, there's a little red keyframe. Basically, at the minute, on this frame, all the points that we've just drawn will be at this exact point. And if we go over to a different point in the timeline and we move these keyframes, so like this, and now move between them, you'll see them moving. So now let's animate the length and position. I'm going to start probably around frame 10. I'm going to click length. I'm going to click position. Then I'm going to go over to the end here. I'm going to drag over like that. You may notice there is a bit of an error with the magic mask here, but because it's blurred and out of focus, it kind of works. I think it kind of looks kind of cool. So on frame 40, I'm going to have the length at 1. Then on frame 50, I'm going to move the position to 1 as well. And there you go, you're done. But that is basically it. It's actually a rather simple effect, and the node tree isn't too complicated. So I hope you guys didn't find that too overwhelming. I've been staring at myself in my monitor just below and I realized I need a haircut, so I do apologize for the long hair. Anyway, I'll leave you guys to, experiment with this new technique that you've learned. My name's Dan, you've watched DanVinci, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.